And that is never going to make middleweight, never going to make light heavyweight. That is a true heavyweight.
Tom Aspinall couldn't make 225 because he's ripped at 255.
Yeah. But realistically, he's done it all. He knocked out Magomed Ankalaev in 69, 59 seconds, whatever it was. He smoked him. It was very, very fast, okay? And the man is gigantic, and he's not getting any younger. And, of course, we have the whole situation with Tom Aspinall. Now, you might have seen this post that was doing the rounds recently, okay? A couple of days ago, I saw something. It was very alarming. People all over Twitter, Josh Thompson was one of them. So I thought there was some credibility to this. They said that the UFC...
Listen up, this could be a 3-division world champion we're talking about, but Tom Aspinall is a massive obstacle, so that's one hell of a challenge.
It really wasn't. He shouldn't be getting any shit or any blame here, but he is, which is just weird, right?
The reports are out that the UFC asked Tom Aspinall to vacate the title until he was ready to go. He said he'd be willing to vacate the title as long as they released him. Now, that opens the door so he can go ahead and box.
But he just had surgery, okay? And he isn't going to be fighting anytime soon. And when they said they went to Tom and asked him to vacate...
Now let's break down what's really happening with Alex Pereira, because if you think this is just some random division change, you're completely wrong. What we're seeing here is a methodical, ruthless takeover of Tom Aspinall's heavyweight kingdom, a bold and incredibly brazen attack targeting the absolute top of the division. Pereira isn't just talking about switching weight classes, he's announcing total war on the heavyweight scene, carrying with him that merciless champion's mentality that's already demolished 2 complete divisions. This whole thing has moved beyond simple rankings and title opportunities. It's raw, intense mental warfare happening before anyone even throws a strike. Can Tom Aspinall, even with all his incredible skills, really handle this kind of devastating cross-divisional threat and the massive psychological burden that Pereira represents? What this potential showdown means for both fighters' careers and for the entire UFC structure will be absolutely earth-shattering. What kind of wild, unpredictable mayhem awaits us if Alex Pereira somehow manages to achieve the impossible?
Do you want to step away from the belt, okay, whilst the division moves on, and when you're ready to come back, you fight for the belt straight away? And the rumor was that he said, I'll do that as long as you release me from my contract so I can go and box, right? And everyone said, oh, this is really happening. Turns out it's not. It's bullshit, okay?
This is #1 bullshit.
Tom's waiting to make his comeback. He's still very much the heavyweight champion of the world. The 3rd champion to come from England. Shout out Big Tom. And I'm looking forward to the comeback. Now, because of that, that's when Alex Pereira comes into the fold and he says 1, 2, 3 and go.
Make no mistake, Alex Pereira isn't just thinking about moving to heavyweight to go after Tom Aspinall's title. He's making it official, charging ahead with undeniable determination. This isn't some passing gossip or wild theories bouncing around the MMA world. This is a precisely planned strike on the division. You might think Aspinall's biggest challenge right now is coming back from his injury, correct? Well, no, you'd be totally off base. His real fight is with Pereira's presence, a looming threat that's already forcing crushing championship anxiety into Aspinall's every moment, every training camp, every single thought. We're not looking at just another standard weight class jump here. This is a frightening, game-changing threat to the foundation of the heavyweight power structure. The critical question everyone's wondering about is whether Aspinall's lightning-fast technical skills and incredible quickness can really handle that devastating knockout power Pereira delivers, especially when he doesn't have to drain himself with weight cuts. Or will Pereira somehow capture an unheard-of 3rd championship across 3 divisions, completely redefining what anyone thought was achievable in mixed martial arts?
John Jones versus Alex Pereira, or as I always said, Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane for an interim title. Now, I don't know what's going on with the whole stuff with Tom. Apparently he came out and he said, I'm still very much the champion. That's great to hear. Do not walk away from this sport, Tom. Do not let the fans get to you, right? They're a fickle crowd. I was hated beyond belief.
Hold on, you think this is just about fame? Seriously, most people are totally overlooking the real significance of Alex Pereira jumping to heavyweight. This isn't just a basic weight adjustment, it's a completely strategic takeover, a bold and daring move built for maximum legacy and historical impact. He's not simply going after Tom Aspinall's title belt, absolutely not. He's targeting the heart and soul of the whole division, looking to create total supremacy, and let's be honest here. This definitely isn't an ample money grab after those grueling, punishing light heavyweight cuts he suffered through. What you really have to understand, what's actually crucial, is the enormous mental strain this is already putting on Aspinall. His return from injury has been verified, which is great, but now this haunting presence, this tactical nightmare called Pereira, throws a massive threatening shadow across everything. This whole scenario makes a powerful statement, a bold claim about who really rules the Octagon's most dangerous territory, marking a massive change in how the heavyweight division operates.
But the fans of mixed martial arts, just like any sport, they're very fickle, okay? Right? Love you all, by the way. Now, here is what Tom posted recently, and I just want to talk about this quickly. He said, I love mixed martial arts. I'll never stop loving it, but I just hate the business. I think that fighters are completely replaceable.
You heard Aspinall's truth.
You actually think this is just empty words? Some meaningless chatter from Alex Pereira? Trust me, Pereira isn't messing around whatsoever. This is someone who has already dominated 2 complete divisions, capturing championships at both middleweight and light heavyweight. And now, with almost frightening focus, he's directly pursuing Tom Aspinall's prized heavyweight title. Here's what matters most. Picture the sheer devastating force he'll bring when he doesn't have to suffer through those painful, exhausting weight cuts anymore. That's not just a physical change. It's a dangerous unleashing. Aspinall isn't simply protecting a championship here. He's protecting his whole identity, his position at the summit, against what amounts to a legendary presence in combat sports. The game-changing factor here, what shifts everything, is that Pereira, completely freed from the damage of cutting weight, possesses that unlimited career-ending power that Aspinall, despite all his abilities, has never actually experienced or dealt with. Every strike landed at heavyweight level, particularly from someone like Pereira, brings truly permanent, life-altering damage. So tell me, are you really prepared for that level of complete chaos and legacy-determining warfare?
Than yet, and certainly when he wasn't the person at fault, he wasn't. But this is the world that we live in. It just is. The show must go on. I went through multiple eye surgeries. I wasn't in constant communication with the UFC. They weren't calling on me and checking on me. The only time I got a phone call off Dana White was when he called me, and I'm not talking shit, by the way. They got a business to run. They got a worldwide massive corporation to run, putting on the best fights on the planet, okay? And if someone gets hurt,
You know, there's been some discussion floating around about disliking the business side, maybe from Aspinall's camp, but now Alex Pereira has just unleashed an absolute bombshell on the heavyweight division. The direct confirmation from Pereira himself about his heavyweight transition, specifically going after Aspinall's belt. That's not just fight news, it's a brutal, uncompromising declaration of combat. This represents the harsh, relentless nature of championship stress at its peak. Pereira, a warrior shaped by the torture of severe weight cuts and the endless demanding pressure of headlining events, isn't just a physical danger. He operates as a mental hunter of the highest level. He instinctively recognizes Aspinall's possible weaknesses, those nagging doubts that could exist, and he's approaching with total accuracy to target each one. Do you really honestly think that Aspinall's mental state is truly prepared for this unprecedented level of psychological and physical warfare, especially when he's already been publicly questioning his position, his satisfaction, and his future in the brutal world of fighting?
I talk about that all the time. The sport of boxing still moves on. If you get hurt at work and you can't do your job on a Monday morning, the business still continues. The factory still goes on. The milk still gets delivered. The cow still gets slaughtered, right? Whatever it is, Amazon drivers are still making the deliveries. Just because John, your usual driver, twists his ankle and can't go to work, the show still goes on.
So here's what just broke. Alex Pereira has officially announced his massive heavyweight transition, focusing directly on Tom Aspinall's title. Let's be clear about this. This isn't some easy gradual division change. This is a ruthless strategic invasion meant to dominate the entire weight class. From a business angle, this represents an incredible power move that Dana White and the UFC absolutely cannot overlook. It promises pure financial success, but it's essential for you fans to understand the harsh reality that Pereira will encounter. Every pound added during this shift to properly prepare for heavyweight means giving up something, a calculated trade-off to keep his explosiveness while building mass. Meanwhile, every strike that Tom Aspinall connects with carries the devastating impact of concrete, heavyweight power perfected for this division. The title pressure at elite heavyweight competition is a completely different beast compared to anything else. For Pereira in this situation, one error isn't just a simple defeat on his record, it's a lasting, permanent rewriting of his entire established legacy in the sport.
Pereira, if he isn't fighting anytime soon, and it certainly doesn't look like he's fighting anytime soon, then this 1, 2, 3 and go from Alex Pereira, to me, is clear as day. He's fighting for a third belt sometime soon. Or maybe he's not. Maybe he's talking out of his ass. Remember, he said that he got hacked recently. There was someone else recently as well saying they get hacked. It kind of drives me crazy. Anytime someone puts something on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, and then they get a little bit of backlash.
Alex Pereira isn't just announcing he's moving to heavyweight. What he's really doing is launching total warfare against an entire division. And Tom Aspinall's title represents the ultimate prize in this dangerous game. Do you seriously think for one moment that the UFC, this ruthless, unstoppable organization, will slow down for anybody? Never. The sport continues forward, merciless and always changing. When a champion like Pereira, someone who has already cut through both middleweight and light heavyweight like a surgical instrument, enters the terrifying waters of heavyweight, it's not just a career decision, it's an absolutely frightening wager with his entire earned reputation on the line. The business doesn't care about your comfort or timing, it only demands ultimate excellence, breaking through supposed barriers. This isn't about natural size differences anymore. It's really about the killer instinct behind that power, the deep mental transformation that happens when you finally escape that crippling strength-sapping weight cut and can truly release every bit of your natural ability. Pereira clearly has Aspinall in his crosshairs, and believe me, Aspinall is definitely sensing that title pressure right now. For him, this isn't just a physical challenge that can be managed. It's psychological warfare, a severe test of whether his world-class grappling can really stand up against that completely unleashed Pereira power. Because at heavyweight, one single error, one small mistake, and your championship, your legacy, everything you've worked for can be destroyed instantly. Just consider the unforgiving truth of that reality.
You posted something, you felt a certain way, you said your little tweets, and then you got a ton of shit and a ton of backlash, and then you just went, oh, I was hacked, right? And Alex Pereira has said the same thing in the past, and maybe he'll say the same thing about this. But going back to what I say, Alex Pereira deserves a third shot at the belt. If Tom is on the sidelines right now, and John Jones is actually retired because of all the arthritis in his hips, right? If he is walking away, right, then he is, Alex Pereira, the next guy, the most logical guy. He's done it all at light heavyweight. There isn't really anyone there for him anyway. Yeah, of course, Khalil Roundtree wants another pop. Of course, Yuri Prohashka cried his eyes out just at...
He's actively targeting Tom Aspinall's heavyweight championship. And listen, you can completely dismiss any shallow criticism or doubt about this move. This represents a brutal, calculated, and totally ruthless tactical decision from someone who knows exactly the crushing punishment those previous weight cuts inflicted on his system, the complete torture they caused. He's deliberately removing the burden of the scale, liberating himself from that draining, exhausting process purely to bring raw, unfiltered, maximum power directly into the heavyweight arena. And seriously, do you think Aspinall isn't sensing that dark cloud hanging over him right now? The title pressure has just increased dramatically, jumping from serious to completely overwhelming. Pereira's incredible fighting intelligence isn't just about that deadly left hook he carries, it's about sophisticated mental combat, an intentional strategy to destroy someone's confidence well before they enter the cage. What happens when Pereira delivers that explosive knockout power to a division where he doesn't need to weaken himself making weight, where he can compete at his complete natural strength? You better understand that the Octagon is about to become significantly more lethal, a place where truly historic moments will happen.
Heavyweight, Pereira's done it all, and the man is gigantic for 205. He would probably walk around 240 pounds. He could put a bit of muscle on, walk around at 250, and go knock the out of almost everyone at light heavyweight.
Pereira has verified his move to heavyweight, directly targeting Tom Aspinall's championship. And honestly, do you really understand the incredible scale of what this represents? This isn't just some standard career move in the UFC, it's a strategic, almost crazy bet, a tactical war cry against the whole division. Aspinall, powerful as he is, has never faced someone with this kind of instant finish ability, where every punch delivers the force and devastating impact of a precision weapon, especially at this weight level. The championship burden, which previously rested mainly on Aspinall's shoulders, now changes completely. Pereira, arriving from two other divisions, essentially fights with nothing to lose. He has everything to win and much less at stake regarding divisional position. Tom, however, finds himself having to protect his territory, his earned title, and his complete legacy. Can Aspinall really genuinely handle the overwhelming presence of dominance that Pereira projects, especially when he's competing in the heavyweight division where that power is completely free? When everything matters, when history calls, what cost is greatness really worth?
Been around all over the place, but you know, he's very light on his feet, you know, and he's very French, and he's got the flair, and he's got the ballet, and he's got the pa, he's got the punch you in the face. I don't know what I'm doing, okay, I've lost the plot. I've been sitting here by myself in this room, losing my goddamn mind, because Alex Pereira is gonna fight for a third belt, the only person to ever do it. That will mean he is, by far, the most successful person to ever step foot in the UFC's hallowed Octagon. What do you think? Am I crazy? Am I talking out of my arse? How do you feel about Tom? And if you're watching this, Tom, just ignore all the shit online, because those people could never dream of what you have done and achieving the levels of greatness that you have. They could never dream about it, so they talk shit online. Just ignore all them. They don't matter.
Let me break this down for you. What Alex Pereira just accomplished. That's not a simple move. That's a complete war declaration against the entire heavyweight landscape, with Tom Aspinall clearly marked as the main target. You constantly hear people discussing Pereira's size and amazing power, but this isn't just about raw strength and physical gifts. This is essentially about Pereira breaking free from the nightmare of cutting to 205 pounds, freeing himself, and bringing his complete natural finishing power to a division that naturally operates somewhat slower. He's not just exploring options or being cautious, he's aggressively pursuing Tom Aspinall's championship with laser-focused precision and unstoppable intent. This isn't fantasy fighting anymore, something we just imagine. It is completely real, it's coming, and it will be devastating. Aspinall, you need to be prepared because Pereira isn't looking for some easy warm-up bout. He's arriving with one terrifying goal to claim an incredible third title across 3 separate divisions. This represents a career-defining decision that will shake the entire sport, and trust me, Dana White is already excited about the incredible pay-per-view revenue this creates regardless of traditional ranking systems. So what does this do to Aspinall's mental state? Picture knowing that a born finisher like Pereira is hunting you down without having to endure a punishing weight cut, weakening his power, letting him perform at peak condition. This isn't just a bout, it's a massive battle of minds for history, a confrontation that will shape an entire generation.
Right? In the meantime, if Tom is on the sidelines for a while, which it looks like it is, in the meantime, there's an opportunity for Alex Pereira. Would it be Cyril Gane? It would have to be Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane was fighting for the belt against Tom. Yes, he poked him in the eye. Yes, he was the person that committed the foul. And yes, he might be the guy that gets rewarded with another major title fight, right? But that's the world we live in, right? It's not a fair world sometimes, okay? And some people might think that's crazy, but as I said before, the show still goes on. What do you think about everything that I just said? Do you think Alex Pereira will be fighting for a third belt, or am I 1, 2, 3 times out of my goddamn mind? Thanks for watching. Subscribe, ring the bell. The dog's barking. It's time to wrap this.
Alex Pereira isn't just making a simple move to heavyweight. Be absolutely certain, he is completely declaring war on Tom Aspinall's kingdom, claiming a new domain. This isn't some minor addition to his career. It represents a major statement of total ambition, announcing his intention to conquer. If you think you've witnessed the most dangerous version of Pereira, just wait until he enters that octagon without needing to shed a torturous 25 pounds from his body. Picture him, totally freed from those brutal, weakening weight cuts, completely unleashed. Every strike he delivers will now contain the full, pure, unhindered power that made him a 2-division champion, but magnified. But here's the brutal reality, the important other side. Aspinall isn't just some large, slow fighter. He represents a supremely skilled heavyweight with incredible speed and movement for his size, and he's protecting his own division, his home turf. This isn't just a possible big money fight for Pereira. It's a carefully planned invasion, a strategic battle requiring a completely different level of intelligence and flexibility from both fighters. Do you truly comprehend what occurs when a natural-born killer, completely unrestricted by weight limitations, enters the heavyweight division? Because you're about to see the harsh, memorable results that will definitely reshape careers forever. Alex Pereira is absolutely targeting Tom Aspinall's heavyweight championship, and you better believe this completely, because this isn't just a simple transition, it's a damn war declaration. Pure and simple. This represents a cold, strategic power move from Pereira, tactically using Aspinall's current absence due to injury, and importantly, abandoning those devastating career-damaging weight cuts. He's entering a division where every punch, every strike delivers almost fatal knockout force. Pereira's fight intelligence and opponent reading ability are unquestionable, absolutely world class. But here's the ultimate test. He's about to face the most dangerous territory, competing against real natural heavyweights, fighters whose entire careers were built on pure crushing power at this massive weight. Do you honestly think he's really prepared for that kind of knockout championship pressure, that raw, uncompromised, bone-crushing power that comes from a natural, full-sized heavyweight like Aspinall? Or will the harsh, merciless nature of this division destroy his bold 3 championship dream completely? So what does this all mean for us, the dedicated fans for the sport we're passionate about? It means we're witnessing not just another fight, but a defining historic moment where literally everything, every legacy, every dream is at stake. Alex Pereira isn't just chasing another belt. He's chasing legend status, ready to risk everything, his entire being to write his name in history with an unprecedented 3-division championship run. And Tom Aspinall, he's not just defending a title. He's defending his home, his undisputed legacy, against a force unlike anything he's ever encountered, a storm of pure devastating power, and an almost legendary aura of invincibility. This isn't just about who hits harder or who strikes faster. No, this is about who truly believes they deserve to be at the absolute top, who can handle the unbearable weight of expectations, the audacious challenge of a force like Pereira. It's a powerful reminder for all of us, showing that when an impossible challenge faces you, when your entire legacy hangs in the balance, how do you respond? Do you crumble under pressure, or do you rise boldly to seize the moment and carve your own unforgettable legacy into history? Get ready, because the heavyweight division is about to deliver a brutal, spectacular, and absolutely unforgettable answer. Don't you dare miss it, because I'll see you in the next one.